My child, if you are alone right now, do not ignore this moment. I am speaking to you immediately because heaven has already spoken your name, and this moment was arranged for you with care and intention. You may feel isolated, unseen, or forgotten by the world, but understand this clearly. You are not forgotten by me. Your solitude is not empty. It is sacred ground where my voice can reach you without interruption. I see where you are sitting. I see the quiet around you. I see the thoughts moving through your mind, and I am here with you now. This is not a message you stumbled upon. This is a moment that was set aside for you long before you felt alone. Heaven does not speak names without purpose, and your name was not spoken casually. It was spoken with love, with concern, and with a plan. Stay with me now, because this moment is meant to remind you that even in your loneliness, you are deeply known. Listen carefully, my beloved, and let your heart soften as you hear me. You are not seeing this by chance. Out of all the moments, all the places, all the possible distractions, you are here right now because I called you. Your name was spoken in heaven, and that is why your spirit felt a pull to stop, to listen, to stay. You may not have understood why, but your soul recognized something familiar. I know how long you have carried questions without answers. I know how often you have wondered if anyone truly sees you. I want you to hear this clearly. I see you. I have always seen you. When your name was spoken in heaven, it was not because of what you have achieved, but because of who you are to me. This moment is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to comfort you and remind you that you are not walking through life unnoticed. My child, do not skip this message. If you are alone and listening, it is because I chose you for this moment. You may feel ordinary, overlooked, or unsure of your place, but heaven does not choose without reason. What I am about to say is huge, not because it is loud or dramatic, but because it touches the deepest parts of your heart that you have kept guarded. I know you have learned to survive quietly. I know you have grown used to carrying things by yourself. I know you have told yourself to be strong, to not expect too much, to not hope too boldly. I am speaking now to gently undo those defenses. You were not created to walk unseen or unheard. You were created to be known, and this moment is part of that knowing. If you feel alone, stay with me now. Do not rush away from this feeling or try to explain it. This is not coincidence. This message found you because I sent it. Your life is about to make sense in ways it did not before, not all at once, but gently, layer by layer. I know there have been moments you felt disconnected, as if you were watching life move forward without you. I know you have questioned your timing, your worth, your direction. I am not here to judge those questions. I am here to answer them with my presence. Loneliness has a way of making you doubt your value, but hear me now. Your value has never been measured by how many people are around you. It has always been measured by my love for you. My child, pause and listen. You were specifically chosen for this moment. Heaven has already moved, and now I am speaking directly to you. You may feel small in the world's eyes, but you are not small to me. When heaven moves, it is not always with thunder. Sometimes it moves with a whisper, with a quiet nudge that draws you into stillness. That is what you are experiencing now. I am not here to rush you or pressure you. I am here to sit with you in this moment and remind you of who you are. You are my child. You are known by name. You are remembered even when you feel forgotten. I know what it is like for you to sit alone with your thoughts. I know the nights that feel longer than the days. I know the silence that feels heavy instead of peaceful. I have been with you in those moments, even when you did not feel me. This message is not arriving late. It is arriving at the right time. Your heart has been prepared through waiting, through endurance, through quiet faith that kept going even when answers did not come. That faith did not go unnoticed. Heaven noticed. That is why your name was spoken. Let this moment reassure you that your life is not drifting without direction. There is intention even in the poses, meaning even in the waiting. You may not see the full picture yet, but you do not need to. All you need to know right now is that you are seen, you are chosen, and you are not alone. I am speaking to you personally, not as part of a crowd, not as one among many, but as my child. Stay with me. Let these words settle into you. This is only the beginning of understanding what it means that your name was spoken in heaven. My beloved child, I know the weight of the word alone as it rests on your heart right now. I know how it feels when the room is quiet, when no one is calling your name, when the world seems to move on without noticing your absence. I am speaking to you directly because I see that loneliness, and I want you to hear this truth before anything else settles deeper into you. Being alone does not mean you have been abandoned. Not by me. Not even for a moment. I am here with you now, closer than your breath, nearer than your own thoughts, present in ways you may not yet understand, but will soon begin to feel. Come and thank you, Father, for never letting go if you felt His steady hand on your life. You may have grown used to this feeling, telling yourself it is just how life is, that everyone carries their own burdens quietly. You may have learned to distract yourself from the silence, to fill the empty spaces with noise, with movement, with anything that keeps you from feeling me ache too deeply. But I want you to know that the solitude you are experiencing is not a punishment, and it is not rejection. It is not proof that you were forgotten or overlooked. This space is sacred, even if it does not feel that way yet. It is a space where my voice can reach you without interference, where heaven can speak clearly into your life without being drowned out by the expectations, opinions, and demands of others. I have watched you sit with your thoughts, sometimes feeling as if no one truly understands what you carry. I have seen the questions you never asked out loud, the tears you wiped away quickly, the strength you put on display so no one would worry. I know how heavy it can feel to be surrounded by people and still feel unseen, or to be physically alone and feel as if the silence itself is pressing against you. But hear me now with gentleness and certainty. I have never stepped away from you. Even when you felt the distance, I was near. Even when you felt forgotten, I remembered you fully. There are moments when solitude is not emptiness but invitation. An invitation to rest your guard. An invitation to stop performing. An invitation to let your heart be honest without fear of judgment. In the quiet, you do not have to explain yourself to me. You do not have to prove your worth. You do not have to pretend you are stronger than you feel. I already know the truth of you, and I love you within it. This is why I meet you here, in this stillness, in this quiet place that feels lonely but is filled with my presence. I want you to understand something important. Rejection pushes away, but I draw near. Abandonment leaves you exposed, but I cover you. What you are experiencing now is not the closing of doors, but the clearing of noise. I have allowed certain voices to fade so you can hear mine more clearly. I have allowed certain distractions to fall away so you can recognize that you are not defined by who stays or who leaves. You are defined by who holds you, and I am holding you now. You may be wondering why this season feels different from others, why the loneliness feels deeper, why the silence feels louder. It is because your heart is becoming more sensitive, not weaker. You are noticing what you once ignored. You are feeling what you once numbed. That sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a sign that your spirit is alive and listening. And I would rather meet you in honest loneliness than leave you comfortable but disconnected. I am not here to fill your life with constant noise. I am here to fill your heart with truth. Even now, as you listen, you are not alone. I am present in this moment. I am aware of where you are, what you are feeling, and what you need. I am not waiting for you to become someone else before I draw near. I am not holding back until you have more faith or fewer questions. I am here with you exactly as you are. Your doubts do not scare me. Your weariness does not push me away. Your loneliness does not make you less worthy of my attention. If anything, it draws my care closer. I know there have been times you wondered if your prayers were heard, if your quiet endurance mattered, if your tears counted for anything. I want you to know that I have seen every one of them. Nothing you have felt has been wasted. Nothing you have carried has gone unnoticed. This solitude has not been meaningless. It has been shaping you, softening you, preparing you to receive what you could not have heard in the noise. I am not saying this season had been easy. I am saying it hath been purposeful, even when it hurt. You are not alone in your room. You are not alone in your thoughts. You are not alone in your waiting. I am sitting with you in this moment, speaking gently so you do not feel overwhelmed, reminding you that you are held. You do not need to rush out of this solitude to prove that you are okay. You do not need to fill every quiet space to escape the feeling of being alone. Let me be with you here. Let my presence redefine what this silence means. Loneliness has tried to tell you a story about yourself, a story that says you were left behind, that you were overlooked, that you are somehow less important than others. That story is not true. The truth is that you are being met in a place where heaven can speak your name clearly. The truth is that you are not isolated from love, but invited into intimacy. The truth is that I am closer to you now than you have ever been, even if your emotions have not caught up to that reality yet. Stay here with me, my child. Do not rush away from this moment. Let it settle into you that you are not abandoned, not forgotten, not alone. Let the quiet become a place of safety instead of fear. Let the stillness become a reminder of my nearness instead of your absence. I am with you even now, and I will remain with you not just in this moment, but in every step that follows. Please support our channel. Our work is focused on bringing happiness into your life and helping you grow in devotion to God. If you wish to support us, you can donate through Super Thanks. My beloved child, let me speak this gently and clearly so it reaches the deepest place in you. Your name was spoken in heaven, not whispered by chance, not mentioned in passing, not lost among many others, but spoken with intention, with care, with full awareness of who you are and what you carry. When I say this, I am not talking about fame or status or recognition as the world understands it. Heaven does not operate by applause or attention. When a name is spoken in heaven, it means relationship. It means remembrance. It means that you are known, watched over, and held with purpose. You may have spent much of your life feeling unknown. You may have felt like one face among many, one voice easily overlooked, one story that never seemed to stand out. Perhaps you learned to shrink your expectations because being unseen hurt less than hoping to be noticed. but heaven has never shared that view of you. Your name has always carried weight there, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are to me. I formed you. I know the sound of your name before anyone on earth ever spoke it. I know the meaning of your life beyond what you can see right now. When your name was spoken in heaven, it was spoken with understanding. Every season you have walked through, every quiet struggle, every unanswered prayer, every tear you wiped away when no one was watching, all of it was known. Heaven does not see you as a mystery or a problem to be solved. Heaven sees you as a child to be cared for. Recognition in heaven is not about being elevated above others. It is about being held close, watched over, and guided with love. I want you to release the idea that being known means being exposed or judged. That fear has kept you guarded. You learn to protect your heart by staying small, by not revealing too much, by not expecting too much. But when heaven speaks your name, it is not to accuse or measure you. It is to protect you. It is to say, this one matters. Watch over them. Guide them. Keep them. Your name being spoken is not a threat. It is a covering. You may wonder why this feels emotional, why something inside you stirs as you hear this. It is because your spirit recognizes truth even when your mind is still adjusting. You have longed to be seen, not for attention but for understanding. You wanted someone to know the real you, not just the version you present to survive. Heaven knows that version. Heaven knows the parts of you that are tired, the parts that still hope quietly, the parts that question, the parts that endure. None of it disqualifies you. All of it is known. In heaven, your name is not connected to your mistakes. It is not tied to your worst moments or your regrets. It is spoken with compassion. It is spoken with patience. It is spoken with vision for who you are becoming. I do not see you frozen in the past. I see you moving forward, even when your steps feel small or uncertain. Heaven speaks your name because heaven is invested in your journey. You may feel ordinary in the world's eyes. You may feel like your life has been simple, quiet, unnoticed. But heaven does not confuse quiet with insignificant. Some of the deepest work is done in hidden places. Some of the strongest faith is formed in silence. Some of the most meaningful lives are lived without applause. Heaven sees what the world overlooks. Heaven honors what the world ignores. And your name is spoken there because your life carries meaning beyond what you have been told. I know there were times you wondered if anyone would notice if you disappeared for a while. I know there were moments you felt replaceable, as if your absence would not matter much. Those thoughts did not come from me. They came from wounds, from disappointment, from seasons where support was thin. But heaven has never treated you as replaceable. Your name is not one among many. It is one known, one remembered, one called with care. When your name was spoken in heaven, it was not rushed. It was not said without feeling. It was spoken with full awareness of your heart. I know what scares you. I know what excites you. I know what you pretend does not matter but still aches inside you. Nothing about you is hidden from me, and nothing about you makes me turn away. Being fully known by me is meant to bring you peace, not fear. Let this truth settle into the places where you have felt invisible. Let it reach the parts of you that wondered if your life made a difference. Let it quiet the voice that told you that you were just passing through, that your presence was optional. Heaven does not speak optional names. Heaven speaks names it intends to care for, guide, and keep. You are not known in heaven because you are perfect. You are known because you are mine. Relationship is what gives your name weight, not performance. I do not call you by name because you never struggled. I call you by name because I walked with you through every struggle. I did not lose track of you when you doubted. I did not forget you when you were tired. I did not overlook you when you felt far away. My attention never drifted. There is comfort in being known, but there is also responsibility. Being known means you are not wandering unseen. It means you are not drifting without guidance. It means help is near even when you do not ask for it clearly. It means direction is available even when you feel confused. Heaven speaking your name means heaven is involved. I want you to feel valued, not pressured. Being known does not mean you must suddenly do more or be more. It means you can rest in the truth that you are seen. It means you do not have to fight for attention or prove your worth. You are already known. You are already valued. You are already held. Let this truth replace the loneliness that told you no one noticed. Let it heal the ache that came from feeling overlooked. You are not unseen. You never were. Heaven has spoken your name, and that means you are remembered with love, watched with care, and guided with intention. Stay with me in this understanding, my beloved child. Let it settle gently, not as noise but as assurance. You are deeply seen. You are deeply valued. And you are known in heaven, not as a number, not as a title, but as my child. Right, amen. My hope is alive if your trust in him has not faded. My beloved child, let me speak to you now with clarity and peace, because what is unfolding in this moment has been forming for much longer than you realize. This moment is not by chance. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is the result of countless small decisions, pauses, delays, and interruptions that gently but intentionally guided you here. Nothing about your arrival in this moment surprised me. I saw it long before you did, and I guided you step by step, even when you thought you were wandering without direction. You may look back and remember moments that felt random, times when plans changed unexpectedly, when doors closed without explanation, when opportunities slipped away or arrived later than you hoped. At the time, you questioned those moments. You wondered why things did not move faster, why answers were delayed, why your path seemed less direct than others. But those moments were not mistakes. They were part of a design that required patience, timing, and care. Each interruption slowed you just enough to keep you from walking into something unprepared. Each delay redirected you away from what would have wounded you instead of helped you. I have been working quietly in the background of your life, weaving purpose into what looked like inconvenience. When something did not work out, when you were forced to wait, when you were rerouted unexpectedly, I was not absent. I was arranging. You could not see the full picture then, because timing only makes sense when you look back from the right moment. And now, you are standing in such a moment. Think of the small choices you made that felt insignificant at the time. Choosing to stay home instead of going out. Deciding to rest instead of pushing forward. Pausing instead of reacting. Clicking on something instead of moving past it. Each of those choices felt ordinary, but together they formed a path. You did not need to see the destination for the path to be real. I guided your steps even when you did not realize you were being guided. There were also moments you thought you were late. You compared your progress to others and wondered if you had missed your opportunity. You watched others move ahead while you waited. You questioned whether your timing was wrong or whether you were somehow behind. But timing in my kingdom is not measured by speed. It is measured by readiness. I was not delaying you to frustrate you. I was preparing you so that when you arrived at this moment, your heart would be open enough to receive what I am speaking now. You may remember times when you felt interrupted by life itself. Plans fell through. Conversations were cut short. Paths changed suddenly. Those interruptions were not random disruptions. They were gentle course corrections. I was keeping you from crossing paths with things you were not meant to carry. I was protecting you from influences that would have confused you rather than clarified you. I was guiding you toward a quieter place where my voice could reach you clearly. Even the moments of frustration, the seasons of confusion, the times you felt stuck or lost, all served a purpose. They slowed you down enough to listen. They softened you enough to feel. They stripped away expectations that would have blocked your understanding. If everything had gone according to your original plans, you might not have been ready for this moment. If life had been easier, you might not have stopped long enough to hear me now. Nothing about this is coincidence. Coincidence is what we call design when we do not yet understand it. I see the threads you cannot see. I see how one small moment led to another, how one delay led to a redirection, how one disappointment led to deeper awareness. Your life has not been a series of accidents. It has been a series of invitations, some accepted quickly, others slowly, but all leading here. You did not choose this moment alone. I chose it with you. I aligned circumstances, adjusted timing, and allowed just enough discomfort to keep you searching without overwhelming you. I allowed you to feel alone at times so you would learn to listen inwardly. I allowed you to wait so you would value what you receive. I allowed you to question so your faith would deepen beyond surface understanding. You may think this message could have found you at any time, but that is not true. Your heart had to be ready. Your spirit had to be listening. Your life had to slow enough to make space. That is why now matters. That is why this moment feels different. It carries weight because it has been prepared. There were moments when you almost missed this. Not because I was far away, but because distraction nearly pulled you past stillness. But even then, I was guiding you. I placed subtle nudges in your spirit. I allowed a sense of unease to rise when something did not align. I drew your attention back gently, again and again, until you arrive here. You did not wander into this moment. You were led. You may wonder why I am dismantling the idea of chance so carefully. It is because believing life is random makes you feel unprotected. It makes you feel like anything could happen without meaning. But I want you to know that your life is held within intention. Even the things that hurt you did not escape my awareness. Even the things I did not cause, I used. Even the things that felt meaningless are being woven into understanding. This moment is proof that you have not been forgotten. It is proof that timing is at work beyond what you can measure. It is proof that your life is not drifting aimlessly. You are not here by accident. You are here because the conditions were finally right for you to hear what you need to hear. I want you to feel peace in this truth, not pressure. You did not need to strive to arrive here. You did not need to figure everything out. You simply needed to stay open, and you did. That openness brought you to this moment. Your willingness to pause, to listen, to remain present, is part of why this message reached you now. There will be other moments ahead that only make sense because of what you hear now. There will be decisions that feel clearer, warnings that feel sharper, peace that feels deeper. This is not because you suddenly became wiser, but because timing aligned. Awareness arrived at the right moment. Understanding followed readiness. Let this settle into you. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where you need to be. Every small decision, every delay, every interruption was gently guiding you toward this place of clarity. You did not miss your moment. This is your moment. Stay with me in this understanding, my beloved child. Let go of the idea that your life has been random or wasted. It has been guided, protected, and prepared. And as you continue to listen, you will see that what once looked like coincidence was actually love moving quietly, patiently, intentionally, all along. My beloved child, I have seen the loneliness you never explained to anyone, the kind that does not always come from being physically alone, but from feeling unseen even in a crowd. I know how it feels to sit among people, to laugh at the right moments, to speak when expected, and yet feel as though no one truly hears your heart. You learned how to be present without being known, how to participate without being understood. That kind of loneliness is heavy because it is invisible. Others do not see it, but it settles quietly inside you, shaping how you see yourself and the world around you. I have watched the nights when you were finally alone with your thoughts, when the noise faded and the distractions stopped working. I saw you lie awake replaying conversations, wondering if you said too much or not enough, questioning whether anyone would notice if you stopped reaching out. Those nights were long, and your thoughts felt louder than the silence. You told yourself to be strong, to not overthink, to move on. But the ache remained. I was there with you in those moments. I heard every sigh, every unspoken prayer, every question that never formed into words. You often felt misunderstood, not because you were unclear, but because few took the time to listen deeply. You tried to explain yourself before, but you learned that not everyone had the patience or the care to understand your heart. Over time, you stopped explaining. You chose peace over being known. You told yourself it was easier that way. But inside, there was still a longing to be seen for who you truly are, not just for what you do or how you appear. I know that longing. I placed it in you, and I never intended for it to be ignored. There were moments when you felt like an observer in your own life, watching others connect easily while you stood on the outside, unsure how to step in without feeling exposed. You wondered what was different about you, why connection felt harder, why understanding felt rare. You blamed yourself at times, thinking maybe you were too sensitive, too quiet, too much, or not enough. Those thoughts weighed on you more than you realized. I saw them forming. I saw how they tried to define you. And I want you to know now that those thoughts were never the truth about you. I witnessed every silent moment when you wanted to speak but chose not to, when you needed comfort but did not ask, when you felt overwhelmed but told everyone you were fine. I saw how you carried your loneliness with dignity, never wanting to burden anyone else with your pain. You became skilled at hiding what hurt you, even from yourself at times. But nothing about your loneliness was hidden from me. I was present in every quiet moment, every tear that fell without sound, every ache you thought no one noticed. You may have wondered why I allowed you to feel this way, why connection felt delayed, why understanding seemed just out of reach. I want you to hear this carefully. I did not abandon you to loneliness. I stayed with you in it. I allowed you to feel deeply because your heart is capable of great love and great understanding. that sensitivity you carry is not weakness. It is part of how you were created. But in a world that moves quickly and listens shallowly, sensitive hearts often feel unseen. There were times when loneliness made you question your worth. You wondered if you were forgettable, if your presence mattered, if anyone would truly miss you. Those questions did not come from truth. They came from pain. I never questioned your value. I never overlooked your presence. You matter to me in ways that go beyond words. When you felt overlooked, I was watching closely. When you felt misunderstood, I understood fully. I know how lonely it felt to carry responsibilities without support, to be strong for others while feeling fragile inside. I saw how you encouraged others even when you needed encouragement yourself. I saw how you showed kindness while feeling empty. I saw how you kept going when stopping felt easier. Those acts of quiet strength did not go unnoticed. Heaven saw them. I saw them. And I held you when no one else knew you needed to be held. Loneliness also taught you to listen deeply, to observe carefully, to feel compassion for others who felt unseen. You learned empathy not from comfort, but from absence. You learned patience not from ease, but from waiting. I was shaping something in you even in the pain. That does not mean the pain was easy or that it did not matter. It mattered deeply, but it was not meaningless. I was with you, using even the hardest moments to deepen your heart, not to break it. I want you to know now that you are understood completely. You do not need to explain yourself to me. You do not need to justify your feelings or defend your sensitivity. I know the full story of your heart. I know the reasons behind your silence. I know the weight behind your smile. And I love you not in spite of those things, but within them. Type thank you, Lord, for new mercies if you've seen His grace each morning. And share this video